Hello and welcome to the 2019 Sage Goddess 5-5 ritual for prosperity and abundance. And I think I have an exciting ritual planned for you. I hope I do. One that's going to help you create a container for prosperity in your life. That's how I think about rituals. I think about them as creating a container to hold energy. So that you can raise energy and then you can gather it in a tight place and then direct that energy toward a specific outcome. And that to me is really the nuts and bolts of intention setting, right? Is it's like, okay, I want this. And what happens when you say you want something or you intend something, you claim something, is that you open a direct access point to whatever that is. You create a line of energy between yourself and whatever it is that you're summoning. And I really do believe that most of the things that we desire as humans are put on our heart to help advance our evolution as a species. And so I always tell people, like, honor your desires. There's probably a reason you have the desire that you do. And as long as your desire doesn't cause harm to others, I think it's really exciting when you're able to manifest what you seek. And because what I always say is, the happier you are, the more prosperous you are, the happier the rest of us are going to be too, because we're all connected. When you succeed, I succeed. And so in the West, we kind of have this oddly competitive model where if you prosper, then that means I can't prosper, which makes us jealous of each other and things like that, rather than saying, if this is really an infinite universe, there's an endless amount of resources available to us. And I think there's enough for you to have everything that you desire, and for me and for everybody else to have what they seek. It's a different worldview, but I really believe there's a lot of truth to it. And so what I want to work on today with you is raising energy in a tight container, directing it toward your focus or your intention for prosperity. And then I want you to crystallize, and you can even start to do this now, really come to terms with, if 2019 is going to be a prosperous year for you, a year of abundance and prosperity, that you look back on and think, you know what, I made that happen in 2019. At the end of the year, what will that look like? And be specific with the universe. I always tell people the universe enjoys and functions well with specificity. So it's better to say, I would like to own a house in this area or this neighborhood with this number of bedrooms and things like that, versus I would just like to have all the money in the world all the time. The universe likes a map. And that's your co-creation. A lot of times what you can declare and claim and intend is the what, not the how. The universe takes the how, but you have some say in the what of your life, what you want to experience, what you want to understand, what you want to grow. And then the universe goes, yeah, okay, so let's grow that one for her. And so we're going to move this person here and move that over here and get her out of that relationship, because that's not going to help that. And then we're going to and then all of a sudden you're her going, wait, why is all this stuff happening? And you don't realize it's sort of the grand chess game of life, because you get to declare part of the what, but not the why or the how. Okay, so the tools for today, if you have chosen this adventure, those of you who got tools, can I just tell you, you're lucky ducks. There were a lot of people who wanted the tools for today's ritual and couldn't get them. So if you're holding them in your cute little hands, just know that's a fortunate thing. So you have 5 stones in your set that we're working with today. In case you want to go gather tools, I really want to ask you to please have a double terminated quartz point or a wand with you, because we're going to activate our grid together, which is going to seal up all that energy, and then we're going to release it to the universe to allow the universe to attract back or draw back to us what we're seeking in the year ahead. So you need to go get a double term quartz point, and then we have the ultimate prosperity perfume, which I'll tell you about the notes in just a second, and your sweet little bee candle, which is made with the ultimate prosperity perfume, which is made with beeswax absolute. And so there's all kinds of honey medicine. We're really working with the number 5 today, by the way. I'm sure you realize 5-5 ritual. 5 because it's the number of wealth. The plant associated with wealth and prosperity is cinquefoil. And cinquefoil, cinq in French means 5. And if you think about the number of points on a star, on a pentacle, right, which represents the 4 cardinal elements plus spirit and the 4 directions plus source, And so anyway, it's all related. And then bees, of course, activate not just honey medicine and honey wisdom and honey codes, what I call honey codes, which are codes of prosperity and magic. But they also, via the hexagon, which is what the beeswax chambers are all shaped like sacred little hexagons. That's a whole other layer and dimension of sacred geometry that we're working with today too, because bee medicine is hexagonal, as above, so below, right? And so we'll talk about as much of this as we can today. And if you're interested in this and you're not in Soul Shift, which is my online program, you may want to join. This is exactly what we do, is we learn about these concepts and sort of the interrelations of all of these concepts, and then we integrate that wisdom into our lives. We work with it, we experience it in ritual, and then we learn how to activate it or potentiate it to manifest in our lives. So we'd love to have you join us in Soul Shift if you're not there yet. Okay, so the stones you need are, we have CONGO citrine, which is natural citrine. You don't want irradiated citrine when you're doing money magic because it doesn't have the same frequency. It's just not going to work quite as effectively. So it's really important to have natural citrine. We have pyrite for confidence. Confidence is a big part of manifestation because this is about limiting beliefs. You know, a lot of us say, oh, I want to attract prosperity and wealth or abundance, but then some part of your lineage is saying you're not worthy of it, or you don't deserve it, or you took a vow of poverty, you're not allowed to have it, so we can have these subconscious limiting beliefs that a lot of times are anchored in our lineage, and so pyrite helps us move that energy around. And then we have pentagonite. I'll make sure I don't miss any of my notes for you for today. This is pentagonite, and these little blue crystals under a microscope actually have a star-shaped formation. So hence the name pentagonite, pentagon, which means 5, right? Penta is 5 in Greek. And then you have golden garnet, which is grounding and protective. And that's another facet of prosperity and abundance work, right? Like you can't attract and manifest if you're not grounded. I always tell my students, energy is wasted if it's not grounded. And then last but not least is my favorite of the 5 for manifestation, which is golden apatite. There's a few crystals that I like to use for manifestation. Zincite is another one that I really have had a lot of success using for manifestation. But I will tell you, the queen of them is yellow apatite. And these are little terminated crystals. I would wire wrap that and wear that. I have a yellow apatite ring, I have a yellow apatite necklace, I have it on my prosperity altar at home, I've got it here. Like, people always ask me, what do you use? This is what I use. These are the stones that I really think are important for this work. So 5 is the number of wealth. 5/5, May 5th, the most important prosperity day of the year. And it's just well timed because we're right at the start of May, which is one of the primary growth months of the year. And so there is already all this growth energy in the universe to support you. And so what we're doing today is we're harnessing it and also integrating other archetypes like bee. Because what bee represents is working together communally toward a shared benefit, outcome, or purpose. And if you think about, bees are actually really brilliant creatures. You may or may not know that, but they can tell angles. They can discern angles. When they're in the hive and they're building their beeswax, right? They don't have to measure to make those perfect hexagons, right? It's like an internally built kind of wisdom. And I love thinking about the divine intelligence of nature. Because part of manifesting and part of attracting prosperity is you have to believe in the divine intelligence of nature. You have to believe that there is such a profoundly intricate intelligence at work in our universe, in our world, in our plants, in our honey. And when you can learn how to trust that system and let it unfold for you in perfect time, and you surrender just a little bit, you'll be amazed at how much more prosperity flows your way. You block prosperity through fear, through doubt, and through feelings of unworthiness. And so can you take a moment, like if those are part of your core wounding or your experience around prosperity, can you take a moment right now, take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back, and really commit to letting go of fear, doubt, and unworthiness today? Because I'll tell you, there's almost no ritual in the world that you can do that's going to overcome your feelings that you don't deserve prosperity. And here's what happens. When you feel like you don't deserve prosperity, guess how you feel about other people? You feel like they don't deserve it either. Because if you're not going to have it, why should they have it? And so your limiting beliefs affect not only you, but everybody else that you come in contact with in your life. Like, you have to take responsibility for these energies and these belief systems and patterns, because they're imprinting and they're affecting more than just you. It's really important. And that's how you get handed down this sort of legacy of feeling like prosperity isn't your divine birthright, which I absolutely believe that it is. In an infinite universe, it has to be. Okay, so I am going to begin opening our circle. Would love for you to take a deep breath and roll your shoulders back. Call your energy into present time. Put your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. Get into a nice receptive position for energy work today. And bring all of your energy and your attention and your intention to this moment. And feel your own sense of 5. If you think about it, your head plus your 2 arms plus your 2 legs is the pentacle. It's the 5-pointed star. So bring your attention to your own physical star. Giving thanks for all of the energy that you are bringing to this moment, all of the energies around you that are gathering and swirling, ancestors who are present, higher self, ascended masters, archangels, light beings. You know, you have to decide, and today's a great day to decide, are you going to see the universe? Cue siren. We always pray for the sirens. Are you going to decide today that the universe is with you or against you? Because that one decision, sirens agree, can shape the entire outcome of your future. I mean, truly. Because people who feel like they are lucky or destined or supported by the universe make decisions out of desire, not out of fear. Because they assume that what they want is good and that they should pursue it and that they're entitled to pursue it and that it's going to be successful. People who don't believe the universe is on their side set out first thing with fear. What if, what if, what if? And then they project that fear onto other people and onto their own relationships, and they end up stuck. I really want you to decide today, like, what path are you going to take? Because all your decisions either bring you closer to fear or farther away from fear. And what I have found is fear is not your friend. Fear sometimes is there to protect you, but it's also there to keep you small. Keep you kind of trapped in cycles, right? So I want you to imagine a beautiful beam of white light extending out of your left hand, winding its way around the circle, coming back to you in your right hand. And I want you to sit for a moment and just enjoy being in the light. Just enjoy being in a space of connection and communion. I want to thank you for being here today. It's so beautiful to, even though we're watching this virtually from each other, I can feel the energy of those who will gather, and I'm really grateful for you. I'm proud of you for doing the hard work of articulating your needs and your desires and allowing the universe to work steadily on your behalf to manifest them in perfect time. And I want to welcome in the guardians of the 7 sacred gateways, the guardians of the Eastern Gateway, for this new beginning, this new breath of life, this spaciousness that we're going to have and enjoy now. Room to breathe and grow this year. And guardians of the South, we want to welcome you, fires of transformation, courage, stamina, and strength, to be able to articulate what we desire, to be able to manifest what we desire in the fire of our belly, to expand the light across the earth and around the world. And guardians of the West, we welcome you in. We ask you for blessings of divine compassion and healing tonight so that we can let go of old limiting beliefs that aren't serving us anymore and really step into our own power. And guardians of the North, we welcome you, ancestors whose lineage is ready to be healed now. Guardians of the North, showing us wisdom around our limiting beliefs so that we can begin to let go of those ideas that aren't serving our current development. And guardians of the upper world, we welcome you into the circle. Guardians of the Akashic gateways, angelic gateways, we ask you to show us past, present, future tonight, how we can unlock unlock a greater potential to expand, to grow, to experience prosperity in our lives. We welcome you. And guardians of the middle world, we ask that you bless us as well in our day-to-day life. Help us to encounter people and resources and experiences and sources of inspiration that will continue to nourish us as we bring more of our soul purpose into being. And then guardians of the lower world, we ask that you connect the crystals on our grid this evening to all of the crystals in Gaia's belly. Lines of energy connecting at all the sacred vortex places. We thank you for our connection to the crystals and the bones and the wisdom of both. We welcome you into the circle. And give thanks for the blessings of all of the 7 gateways, all of the guardians of those gateways. We're so grateful for your presence. And together we say, Amen Aho, and so it is. So it is. Okay, I'm ready to light my candle if you are. So if you have your little honey pot, honey jar candle, you're going to light that. That's made with pure beeswax and all of the notes that are in the Ultimate Prosperity blend. So I'm going to anoint with my perfume right now. The notes in Ultimate Prosperity are ginger for attraction and beeswax absolute, which is also a source of attraction. Remember that beeswax was sacred to the Melissae in ancient Greece, who were the bee priestesses. And so they would anoint with it, they would use it to attract energy. It was considered to be a very sacred and very sensual substance. And bees themselves, right, are creatures of intelligence and wisdom and magic. And so we summon all of that when we work with beeswax, and it really does, it sticks to your intentions and it attracts them to you in like a slow, mellifluous, sensual way. So that's why we love beeswax absolute. Manuka, which is an incredible healer, emotional healer, detoxification, purification, which is in here because if you're going to be prosperous, you're going to have to let go of those old beliefs that tell you that you're not entitled to or worthy of prosperity. And so that's why that is there. 5-finger grass, which is cinquefoil. I mentioned that earlier about the 5-leafed grass that's associated with prosperity. That's the #1 tool and herb for prosperity. And so cinquefoil is in this blend. Norway pine, which opens doorways to prosperity. And then resinoid oak moss, which helps to ground you. And the reason that's here is, again, if you're not grounded, you can't manifest. You have to be able to anchor visions in reality, and that takes a very grounded human. That's why a lot of empaths don't manifest, to be honest. They've got the vision, they've got the inspiration, and then when it comes to actually executing and bringing that thing into form, that's where the buck stops. And so we put oak moss resinoid in there to help ground you so that you can actually bring your visions to life. What I want you to do is I want you to think about which stones you're going to put where on your grid. And again, you have 5. You have CONGO citrine, which helps you to manifest prosperity through material resources. This is your money stone. You have your golden garnet, which helps to ground you and protect you and stabilize you, and which is very important because it helps you feel safe and worthy. Pyrite is the confidence piece, and so this is letting go of limiting beliefs around worth or worthlessness. Your yellow apatite is for manifestation, and then your pentagonite, which are these little blue crystals. Pentagonite under a microscope actually represents the 5-pointed star, and so with your pentagonite, what you're working with there is success and completion. So what I want you to do is I want you to prioritize your stones in order. What's the #1 of all of those things? Are you trying to get grounded, build your confidence, bring in money, get success, or manifest? Probably all of the above, but what is the most important energy stream of those 5 that you want to call in? And I'm going to have you place that particular crystal right in the middle of your grid over the big B. And then at the northern and southern positions, I want you to think of those as #2 and #3. What are the second and third most important crystals for what you're trying to manifest in terms of prosperity in 2019. And so for me, I would say the second most important is success. And probably the third most important is the resources to achieve my goals. So I'm going to put those at the top and bottom. And then the last two are still important to you, but the energy isn't quite as intense, not quite as profound, right? They're sort of secondary desires. And for me, that's the grounding piece and the confidence piece. And so once you have your crystals positioned the way you want them, representing the sort of hierarchy of needs and intentions at this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn just a little white sage over the 5. It's kind of a different way to smudge. I already smudged my space, but I had not smudged with the intention of doing what I'm about to do now. So this may be a new kind of practice that you want to incorporate into your own traditions as well. And so with this sage smoke, just going in a circle clockwise around the circle, around the grid, with this white sage smoke, I clear any energies from my past, my lineage, my consciousness that are preventing me from enjoying the prosperity that I seek here today and that I seek in the year ahead. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is with a little bit of tobacco smoke, which is a source of blessings. With this tobacco smoke, I am calling in blessings upon all that I seek to manifest and create in the year ahead. And this is mapacho tobacco, which is a very potent and very sacred, very ceremonial form of tobacco. So I'm just calling in blessings for all that I seek to manifest in the year ahead. Okay. And now to activate your grid, what you need is a double terminated quartz point. Or if you have a double terminated wand, that's great too. So either of those are going to be tools that you need at this time. And so what you do when you activate a grid, or what I do in any case, is I go clockwise around my grid, beginning in the center, touching each stone, and then returning to center until I have closed the entire circle, gone all the way around at least once. I tend to go 3 times. You can go 5 times. If 7 is a powerful number for you, go 7 times. And so I'm going to walk you through the process of how you do it and what you should be thinking about as you are dedicating and activating your grid. And so I begin at the center with energies of manifestation and golden apatite. And I want you to, whatever your center stone is, take a moment now and align yourself right here. Bring your energy into present time and center yourself in this moment and focus completely on what it is you are trying to create in terms of prosperity in the year ahead. What will prosperity look like for you in December if you've achieved it? You can give it a number, you can give it a goal, you can give it an outcome. However you define it, I want you to focus on that definition and that outcome here. And then once you have it crystallized in your mind, you can say it out loud, you can just keep it within. Now begin, and so go to the northernmost point, and what's the energy there? Success and completion. So I call in successful completion of what I manifest. I call in confidence to attract what I manifest. I call in the financial resources to support what I'm manifesting, and I call in grounding and protection for what I manifest. And if that feels good, you can keep going a couple times, calling confidence for what I manifest, and call in financial resources for what I manifest, I call in grounding for what I manifest, I call in successful completion for what I manifest. And then, over the center stone in the grid, you want to say a blessing. So we call upon ascended masters, angels, archangels, light bearers from all dimensions, ancestors in the light who are here to support us. and all resources that are here in service of our highest good. We call in these energies on this sacred day, energies of abundance, prosperity, wealth, expansion beyond our wildest imaginations. We recognize that abundance and prosperity is our divine birthright, and we activate that birthright today. May all of our dreams and visions come to pass in perfect time and in complete and total alignment with the highest good of all beings at all times. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be grateful for magic that's already on its way. It's fun, isn't it? I mean, what you did is you just filled up a jar of wishes. And it's a tight jar, and it's got all kinds of good energy in there. Like, you've made a powerful container now. And now what I want you to do, as we extinguish our candle, I'm going to blow my candle out over my grid. I want you to imagine that with this smoke, all of that vision and intention and desire is going up now to the highest realms on your behalf. Isn't it beautiful to think about that? It's like, take it, universe. Take this desire from me and manifest it on my behalf in perfect time and in complete alignment. And remind me as you do that magic is real. Amen, Aho, and so it is. Now, when you're ready, not today, but at another time in the future when you decide, oh, I'm done working with this grid, or I want to use these stones for something else, all you do is take your double terminated quartz point and go counterclockwise. Repeat the exact same process that I just taught you here, from center north, but you're going to go counterclockwise, and that's going to release these stones or deconsecrate them so that you can go and use these stones somewhere else. That will also release the energy that you've raised. You don't ever have to do that, but some people like to do that when they decide they want to use their crystals for a different purpose. And it's totally fine. There's no set time that you have to leave a grid up. It's not like yours is more powerful if you don't ever take it down. It's really about the power of the intention and the desire. And a lot of people, when they manifest what they desired, often will take their grid down as a way of showing gratitude and respect and completion of the process, which I think is really beautiful too. So I want to give thanks to the sacred guardians of the 7 gateways for attending us today in our beautiful ceremony. Giving thanks to the guardians of the lower world, the bone and crystal people, all of the power lines of the earth. Thank you for connecting our crystals to that sacred grid across our planet, helping us plug into a much broader source of power and information and wisdom. And we release you, guardians of the middle world, we release you as well. Gratitude for our brothers and sisters, for our ability to work together, to learn with each other and from each other, and to grow alongside each other as we go through our own sacred process, but knowing that we're never alone. So we give thanks, we release you. Guardians of the upper world, thank you for the endless access to wisdom and insight that you provide, the angelic comfort and nurturing that you offer us. We release you as well. And guardians of the north, thank you for the stability, the insight, the ancestral lineage medicine today, releasing old beliefs, helping us to untether from those cords. And we release you with gratitude. Guardians of the west, thank you for washing over us today and helping us to heal around our beliefs when it comes to prosperity, helping us to see that prosperity should flow to us like honey, and that like bees, we should be so focused that we simply allow the process to move through us. It becomes a natural extension of our very being. I thank you for this beautiful wisdom and insight and healing today. We release you. And guardians of the south, thank you for transformation. Thank you for change. Thank you for a little kick in the pants, maybe, to get this party started and to really begin to channel energy toward what we desire, and to begin to co-create consciously with the universe in that direction. We release you. And then guardians of the east, we thank you for this new beginning, this new perspective, this breath of spaciousness that we're enjoying as we expand into a new reality, a new experience of what it means to enjoy prosperity and abundance, and to let go of those limiting mindsets, just sort of casting them to the winds. and engaging a new way of thinking and believing, which is also something we associate with the East. We release you with gratitude. And so with that, my friends, our beautiful 5-5 ritual for 2019 is complete. I hope you enjoyed it. The most important part now is your faith, conscious faith. So don't let doubt creep in. Don't let fear creep in. Remember that those will rob you not only of your joy, but of your stamina. You know, you're going to have to trust and believe and surrender, and trust and believe and surrender that everything that you seek is truly already on its way to you. So learn to float. Learn to just, like bees do, go on autopilot and just trust that you know how to create the perfect hexagon for your beeswax, that you know intuitively how to create the perfect container for your magic, and that if you just surrender and let go just a little bit, it might actually flow through you in a way that it never has before. And that's my wish for you today. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of this month of prosperity. If you had fun tonight working with the grid and charging your stones and learning in this way, and you're not in my online class called Soul Shift, I would love to have you with me. We're working with Lakshmi in May, who is the Hindu goddess of prosperity and wealth. And it's not too late. You can register at any time during the month. We've just gotten started. So if you want to learn more about prosperity magic and work with Lakshmi in the energy of this month, would welcome you to visit sagegoddess.com/soul-shift, which is where you'll find all the information about my online program. In the meantime, enjoy. May all that you desire come to you in perfect time and in service of the highest good of all beings. I'll see you soon.